caught some robbers. It ain't the same today, trying to find a different way. Lord knows we was running wild. Mama them told us pump our brakes. Took that chance to get my mind right. Long way, doctors in the tunnel. Father, I need light.
We bring out this Bible, man. A lot of our people, you know, they go to church on Sundays, right? You got the pastors read. Y'all got 2 minutes, sister? They read this Bible in the church, they in the pulpit. You know, they have all these church gatherings. But yet, when we come out here and we read the Bible and we teach the Bible, our people have no time for God at all. No time for the Lord. Love this community, they do everything all these things, man, y'all get 2 minutes to learn your nationality. And you know, our people, they look at us and they laugh at us and they think that, you know, when we ask them their nationality, it's a rhetorical question or it's a joke. You know, they think this, you know, we're up here for games and, you know, to play TikTok and, you know, whatever the case may be, it's sad. Right. You know, book of 1 Corinthians 1 verse 27. Even the other nations, right? The other nations, they know who they are. The other nations, well, in the, I should say in the White House, right? The billionaires, the Zuckerbergs, and the Rothschilds, and the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergs, right? They know who they are. They know who we are. But yet our people don't have a clue in the world of what's going on in this world. And there's so much to say, man. Family, y'all got 2 minutes for God. 2 minutes for God.
For God?
Right? 2 minutes. You shouldn't have to think about it.
Right.
You shouldn't have to think like, damn, do we got 2 minutes for God? Yes, he woke you up this morning. Right? And then, what's there to think about? Right? Hey, Luke, bring this out.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1.
And a lot of people got time to look at a filthy, nasty being like that. All you doing is looking at yourself. You circling around. That's idolatry. You circling around a being looking at yourself. You're excited about it. You get excited off of looking at yourself in the mirror. You gotta ask yourself, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you for you to just look at yourself in the mirror and that pleases you? You get off of looking at yourself in the mirror. Right, read this.
1 Corinthians.
You gotta shake your head. That's all you can do is shake your head like, that's our people though. It amazes me. It really do. Like when we ask our people, you got 2 minutes for God, and they laugh and they giggle. And then when they slow right here, then they get past us, they what are you running for? We're not gonna chase you. We're not chasing nobody. How wish I never chase nobody.
Right.
We damn sure ain't gonna chase you. That means the Lord don't want you. Give me the book of Matthew chapter 13 and verse number 15. Read this.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 27. But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
Right, so the Lord said he chose, through the Apostle Paul, right, the Lord said he chose the foolish things out of this world to confound the wise. The people that come out here, right, hold that Luke, give me the Luke 14 and 23. The people that come out here when it's raining outside, right, when it's below 0 degrees outside, it's snowing, it's raining, and people walk by us and they look like, damn, these damn Negroes out here in the cold reading the Bible? It's raining outside, everything get wet, the Bibles get wet, and they still outside. What's wrong with them? Them damn fools. Right? But the Lord said he chose the foolish to confound the wise. And that's why we can look at these people and honestly, you know, when we ask them a basic, simple question about what their nationality is, and for all of these years you've been calling yourself over 7 different nationalities, you can't even consider why you have seven different nationalities, but these other nations of people stick to one. Over hundreds of years. Right? Whether it's the Romans or the Greeks, right? Hundreds of years, their nationality hasn't changed. But our people don't even think, that's Isaiah 1 and 3. Well, our people don't even consider who they are. And that's what's the word I want to say? That's the control that the so-called white man has put on our people.
That's right.
You know, damage the minds of our people as to where they don't even think, wake up and think like, who am I? What am I doing here? What's the end all be all? What's the goal? Right, and if you don't see this place destroying and crumbling right before your very eyes, then very much so you have been destroyed. Your mind is controlled. Right, the same people that enslaved you, right? They're not trying to save you. The same people that sold you, they're not trying to slave you. So everything in this government that they try to give you Section 8 and EBT and try to put Planned Parenthood in your communities to you think they're trying to save you from having to no, they're trying to kill you. They're trying to decrease the population rate of the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right. They don't want you to produce. Right. They don't want you to increase because they know who you are. But once you have evidence of or knowledge of self, then that's when the truth comes out. And they don't like the truth. They don't want you to know who they are. They don't want us to know who we are. But again, once the truth come out and the lies get told, then all hell breaks loose on this earth. Right. It's not a coincidence why you're saying all hell breaking loose, all these riots and protests over in the UK and in France. France is collapsing. France is on the verge of collapsing. UK. They're throwing riots and protests in the UK. And you people are out here selling God knows what. Selling lies. Right, giving out damn false information. Right. But it's time for our people to wake up and understand that those people in Israel right now, those are not the real Jews. Right. Those Zionists the people that control the banks, the people that control the media, the schools, the food that you eat, these people have been lying to you for years, like ages. Right? And it's a problem when we come out here to teach this information and tell our people this information. That's why these things are happening. That's why it's all these uproars of the people. And they're bringing out digital ID in the UK. Right, where the people, guess what? It's about to collapse, man. These people are not going to be, they're not going to be pleased with a digital ID wherever you want to go. You got to scan your face. And pretty soon, ICE is going to be coming up to your car and putting it down something to your window shield and see if you're supposed to be here. Yeah. Like, this is what it's coming to.
Hey, ICE is allowed to be in undocumented cars. And they'll be in a regular ass car and hop out on it. It's crazy.
It's always been like that.
The Mexican flag on one of the cars.
I've seen that. And so that's that craftiness of the so-called white man. It's so much, man. Read that, Slucky.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 14.
Go back to 1 Corinthians. My bad.
1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27.
Yo.
But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Right. And God hath chosen the weak things of the world.
You got 2 minutes for God. Wow, I'll keep with this, I just got my hair cut, I got my lipstick on and my lashes done. I don't care about nobody but myself. And when I want to pray, that's when I pray, and God is going to hear me.
Yeah, that's really good.
God is going to hear me when I want him to hear me.
That's awesome.
And when all hell is breaking loose, we're going to see if God is hearing you in that day.
All right.
Right, when you getting strangled or you getting, I wish I gotta watch my words. When you getting ravished by all types of nations on this earth, you gonna wish you would have stopped. You gonna wish, why is this happening?
Right.
Well, because when the Lord was trying to speak to you, you turned it. Give me Zechariah 7 and 11. I think.
And then stop for the
Where? You can't make this up, man. You go to people with the wrong information versus the people with the right information. But at the end of the day, the Lord don't own them. Hold that. Give me Matthew 13 and 55 so I can.
What's going on, brother?
13 and 15.
Book of Matthew chapter 13.
Go to verse 13.
Book of Matthew chapter 13 and verse 13. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross.
The Lord said these people, like, even though they can see and hear, they still not going to get it. They still not going to understand. That's why the people don't understand why the Lord spoke in parables. Because the Lord don't want everybody to get this information. The Lord, even though, yeah, he chose the Israel, but even out of the Israelites, there's only 2/3 of our people that's going to make it and that's going to be saved. And a lot of our people are dumbed down to the fact, and that, again, that's Christianity. That's what they taught us in the churches. That salvation and God is for everybody. But when you read, you got to ask yourself, why is Jesus Christ talking in parables? Right, and all throughout the Gospels, why is he talking in codes? Why is he talking in secrets?
Right, you
got to ask your pastor, why is Jesus Christ talking in parables? If he loved everybody, why is he talking in parables? Right? Hey, when my parents didn't want me to, know something, they kind of like they kind of say, they whisper and say, hey, take your behind upstairs. They get together. They don't tell me what they said. Get your ass upstairs. Just like that. Hey, Lord spoke in parables. He don't want everybody to know what's going on, man. Right, Kiwi.
And for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them.
Cut down to verse 15.
This is verse 15.
16.
But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
Right, so the Lord is talking to the disciples. He said, but blessed for y'all, right, and us up here. Because all praise to the Most High, the Lord didn't get his information. He didn't get a Holy Spirit to everybody. Right? He gave the Holy Spirit to those who he chose. Right? Keep reading.
But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see.
Right, the Lord said even, hey, the prophets and righteous men, they desired, man, that's a strong word, they desired. They longed for it.
Right.
They wanted to see. They wanted to see the works of Yahweh. They wanted to know the truth. But what?
And have not seen them.
And have what?
And have not seen them. And to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet he hath not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. And he also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word. And the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful.
And that's why a lot of people, we see it all the time, why a lot of people are running, because they're offended. The Lord made them to be offended. Right? He didn't give it to everybody. Right? Again, that's why a lot of people, they run or they cover their ears. Give me that to Zechariah. I think it's 7 and 11. Right? They get offended. When we say that the so-called white man and the child is going into slavery in these other nations as well for what they did to us, and they put their hands over their ears. They can't hear it. Right? They're offended. They're offended. But the Lord said, don't be ashamed of this truth, man.
Right.
Don't be ashamed that I chose y'all from all the other nations of this earth. Don't be ashamed to call them who they are to their face, man. Right? That's why the Lord did. That's why they didn't like it. That's why the chief priests and the Pharisees, they didn't like it. Because he told them how it is. He told these people, hey, it's for y'all. It's not for everybody. Even the Canaanite woman in Matthew the 15th chapter called her a dog, and a lot of people can't get over it. Well, okay, well then she's a dog, but he still healed her. But then she gave her a damn crumb off the ground.
Right.
You still think, a damn crumb as opposed to the whole loaf of bread?
Right.
Would you be satisfied with a crumb off the ground as opposed to the whole loaf? I'd rather get the whole loaf.
Anything the Lord gives me.
You said what?
Anything the Lord gives me.
62 minutes for God.
I'll praise the Most High.
Alright, so we out here teaching our people the truth of the Bible, right? Because our people been lied to. We can call African American, Negro, color, black. Because if I ask you what your nationality is, what would you tell me? What would y'all tell me? If I ask y'all what your nationality is. Yeah, nationality is like your race or your ethnicity, right? Who you are. Like so-called white people, right? They call themselves Italian, German, Irish. What would you call yourself? Y'all got jobs? You fill out an application when they ask you what's your black African American. So are you the same color as your shirt? No, you're not. Why you call yourself black? Even him, he could probably call himself black too, but he's not black, he's brown. It's light skin. Then you say African. See that? And so this is why, that's why I was just bringing out these points where, you can't be offended by this truth, man.
Right.
Or you can't be offended by this word of the Lord, and that's why the Lord made it. The Lord is not choosing everybody.
Right.
Right? You got the wheat and you got the tares. And you got Satan that's just gonna take people away. And when the Lord comes back, I'm not gonna finish it, but when the Lord comes back, he's gonna burn up the tares. Right? And preserve the wheat. And we're trying to save our people from that destruction. Because we see it coming. Right? Everybody don't see what's going on in this earth. Everybody not seeing all of the natural disasters that's going on, how ISIS is about to slowly but surely take over, and how it's about to be a civil war. Right? You can drop that. Give me the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 15 and verse number 11. Like, you can see all these prophecies being fulfilled, but to the common man, they don't see it. Right? Keep reading on that. You said 1 Corinthians. We'll go back to that. 1 Corinthians 1 and 27. You can see we can see these things playing out. It's real. It's easy to us. We see it.
Right.
Right. The Lord said in Joel, He's going to give His servants of the Lord different visions and dreams. And that's not a coincidence why we can come out here and tell our people what's going on, man. And again, a lot of people think that we even though we're we don't have much, and that's what the Lord did. The Lord always brings, raises up the man from the dust.
That's right.
Right, the underdogs. Right, the man that really never had anything, the man that's, even Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah say, what's that, Matthew, I think it's 8 and 20, where he said, hey, the foxes have holes, and then the birds have nests, but the Son of Man, he ain't got nowhere to lay his head.
Right.
So, you look at a lot of the men that's teaching this truth, man, a lot of the men of this truth, we don't have much. And you look at the rich people that do, what they doing? The rich people of this world are caught up in Instagram and TikTok, right? Love affairs, basically it's the matrix.
Right.
The things that the so-called white man, these fake Jews, they put things in your face to pollute your mind so you don't ever wake up. So you stay paralyzed, so you stay asleep and docile and conform to this world. Finish reading that.
1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
Right, the things that are mighty, these rich people. Right, these people that they have everything there in their high rises, and they own the NFL and the NBA and the banks.
Right.
The central bank. Hey, that's why this stuff is going on in Iran right now. Right? You look at what these central bankers, what they do. These Zionists, these fake Jews.
Right.
They go everywhere. That's why you read, what's that, Genesis 27 and 41? Right? His traces like the damn dew of the earth. I mean, everywhere he is, he's just sowing wickedness. Right. So that's why you look at what's going on all the way from the beginning of time. These Zionists set up central banks in every country, every continent. Right? It's like their landmark, if you will. And if you don't get down with their program, if you don't get down with their system, right, they infiltrated America, right? They infiltrated the government. So that's why you see it, 9/11. 9/11, people think that was something done by the damn Afghanistans or Ishmaelites. No, man, those are these Zionists, man. They tell you all of the Zionists weren't even there in that building.
Right.
So I gotta tell you something. All of these civil rights activists. What do you think killing all the civil rights activists? Right? It's these Zionists, man.
Right.
Why you think? Who's the one bombing the Middle East? The people that took again Afghanistan, Sudan, Libya. The man who killed Gaddafi. The Zionists killed Gaddafi.
Right.
Because he didn't want that central bank in his country.
That's right.
Right? JFK. Right? JFK didn't want that central bank in America. Guess what? They did to JFK. They silenced him. They got rid of him.
Right.
Guess who killed Charlie Kirk? Right? The Zionists. The devil that the Bible speaks of. And we're going to let these lies are going to come out. These lies are coming out for a reason.
That's right.
You so-called Edomites, you damn Zionists, y'all got to go, man.
Right.
And the Lord is coming back to destroy y'all.
That's
Right.
Right? For all of the wickedness and the sins that y'all committed.
That's right.
So we're gonna keep bringing out this information because it has to be brought down. That's why Iran is. That's why they're going to do it with Iran, because Iran is saying no.
Break it down.
Iran is saying no to the central bank digital currency, and that's why the central bank. That's why America is about to be destroyed, because the currency is fading away, and they're setting up this digital ID because they know it's about to collapse.
Right. Right.
Bring this up. Is there any more on that?
Family.
Verse 28, and base things of the world and things which are despised have God chosen.
Right, the Lord said the people that's been despised, who's been looked on, who's been frowned upon, God did what to us?
Have God chosen, and the things which are not, to bring to naught things that are.
Right, so the Lord has pretty much chosen us, right, to bring things into the light. The things that are not, right, bring them to light. The things that are. Bring out the truth. Let the people, the base man that he set up, the people that think that, they look at scums and are nobody. Right, the Lord has risen us up to tell the truth of the matter.
Right.
Give me 1 Corinthians 4 and 8. Let's start at verse 9. Right, yeah, so they can walk up and down Michigan Avenue and all across the world and enjoy their day, but it's going to be come a point in time where they're going to be, you think they rioting and protesting in the UK and all these other countries, right? There, you got our so-called brothers, the so-called Mexicans in Venezuela. Same thing with Venezuela. 2 minutes for God, brother. Same thing with Venezuela. The Venezuelans are saying no. And guess what they're doing? And they're talking about, we got to get rid of the gangs in Venezuela. When has the gangs in Venezuela ever did anything to anybody?
Right.
Oh, we got to go down to Memphis and we got to stop the gangs in Memphis.
Right.
Who the hell put all the damn guns and the drugs in Memphis? In the cities. Well, now you all of a sudden you want to stop it.
Right.
Right? Who the hell put all the damn migrants? What about them? What about the damn Chinese people and the so-called Arabs that you brought in with the Mexicans?
Right.
Why aren't you targeting them?
Right.
Why are you just targeting Mexicans and Venezuelans? No, why? Because God shows the people who the Israelites.
Right.
And I always say this, man. Northern Kingdom, they get it first. Judah gonna get it the worst.
Right.
Right? Syrians, during the Syrian Empire, they came in first. Hey, man, but that damn boat ride, man, shoo, they got it the worst, man. Not saying that they got it too, but jeez. I mean, you damn Judites, man. Hey, you damn Judites, man, y'all be prepared, man. I love you, man. I see you over there. I love you, my brother. Hey, but we gonna get it, man. We all gonna get it. But the Judites, hey, watch what happens, man. We gonna get first. Give me Matthew 5 and 10. Give me Matthew 5 and 10 and read 1 Corinthians 4 and 9.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 9. For I think that God has set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death.
Hey, brother, you got 2 minutes for God?
2 minutes.
Read.
Come on, bro.
For we are made a spectacle unto the world.
Right, we are made a spectacle unto the world. And pretty soon, you know, they're gonna put us. We're gonna be on every damn news broadcast.
Right.
People gonna laugh at us. They do that already. You got comedians going around talking about, oh, look at these guys. They look like Ninja Turtles, right? Like they look like what?
Power Rangers.
We look like Power Rangers, man. Right? You know they mock us too. They mocking us right now. But the Lord said, hey, we're gonna be a spectacle. We're gonna be looked at. We're gonna be looked at as a nobody, as a no people. But that's okay though. Hey, we'll be fools for the Most High. You know why? Because we endure to the end. We gonna be in rulership, and we gonna. 2 minutes for God, brother. Hey, you got Jerusalem on your head? Come here, brother. Come on, you can't just.
Word.
You got a Sabbath day, brother?
Word.
What?
And it's cocked to the right.
Yeah. That sums it up for our people. You have no faith, man. Hey, keep reading.
Right. Therefore, we are made.
You always say you can't do what you want to do, man.
Right.
Get the book of Isaiah, chapter 15, and verse number 11.
Bring it out.
You can't do what you want to do, man. Right. The Lord, our people was put to death for working on Shabbat, man. You can't do what you want to do on the Lord's holy day, Israel. Read this.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 50 and verse number 11.
Bring it out.
Behold, all ye that kindle a fire, that could compass yourselves about the sparks, walk in the light of your fire, and in the sparks that ye have kindled. This shall ye have of mine hand, ye shall lie down in sorrow.
Isaiah 50 and 11. Read 56 and 11. Maybe verse, is it verse? Let's see. Yeah, give me Isaiah 56 and 11. Yeah, we got to get right, man. We got to get right before, this kingdom is about to go down. Read that.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 56 and verse number 11.
Bring it out.
Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand, and they all look to their own way.
They do what?
They all look to their own way. Everyone for his gain from his quarter.
Right, so the Lord said that through the prophet Isaiah, everybody want to do their own way, through their own personal gain. Right? And we see like, hey, you can't, a lot of times, that's why we turn on the news. Brothers say this all the time, that's why we turn on the news on Monday morning, and you see cars wrapped around poles, Lakeshore Drive. There's a ton of accidents on Saturday night. And it's nothing but Jay partying and drinking, getting drunk, and cheating on his wife. Right? That's every time. It never fails. 50 gunshots in the city, 10 dead and 10 injured and 7 dead. Because our people fail to do what the Lord told them to do. Right. Keep reading on that.
For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Mashiach's sake, but ye are wise in a Mashiach. We are weak, but we are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised.
Right, he's talking. Paul is talking to the people that don't want to do right, man. Right, to the church, right, that don't want to do right, man. Right. Read that again.
Brother.
We are fools for Mashiach's sake,
Brother.
but ye are wise in a Mashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised.
Right, we are despised, man. Right, we are despised among our people. Our people don't want to talk to us. But little do they know we got great news. Right, we got the best news that they can ever hear.
Right.
Right, give me Luke 4:10. Right, we got the best news that you can ever hear, and that news is what? That you don't have to go to work every day, man. You don't have to wake up to an alarm clock. Right, you're gonna have these other nations in subjection. You don't know the truth, man. Right, you're gonna be with Yahweh Shah hand in hand, man. Right, you're gonna be with all the other prophets and the men of the Lord that once taught this truth. Right, ask them different questions, man. Ask them what it was like, trying to teach the people. Ask them what it was like in Babylon. Right? Ask them what it was like doing the damn Persian needs, man. Ask them what it was like, man. What was it like hanging out with Yahweh Shah, man? What? Was he funny? Did he tell any jokes? A lot of people go, hey, we get to do that, man. But if you don't want to, come back to the Lord, right, you're not gonna make it on the other side. Right, you're gonna have a chance. We telling our people you have a chance to repopulate the earth. Right, to start it off brand new. How beautiful is that, to repopulate the earth? Right, your seed is gonna be from the beginning, like how Adam and Eve was. Your seed, literally, you get to start a whole generation. I don't think that people they don't realize that. Your seed is to populate a whole generation of people. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's
and then you have mansions. John 14:2, the Lord said you're gonna have many mansions. Hey, imagine, man, having a bathtub made out of amethyst and rubies and carbuncle. Hey, you never know, man. You could probably sit in that tub and it just charges you. Right? You sit in the bathtub, man, and hey, man, you get this water, man. That water gonna be so pure, man. It's like crystals, man. It's like, you know how these damn rappers, man, they get the bling and stuff on it. And you get in that tub, your water just gonna be blinging. Your water gonna be iced out, man. And you sit in the tub, man, and you just like charging. Everything, bro. Everything. Right? And so this is what we're trying to tell. Like, give me Tobit 13 and 16. Give me Tobit 13 and 16. Like the brother, hey, let's get a little glimpse of this, man. All right, what's that you holding? You can drop that. Yeah, I mean, you gotta ask yourself, like, damn, what are these brothers out here doing? And make them want to stand out here for hours, just talking to people for hours. What patience do they have? Right? They get spit on and mocked and stuff thrown at them, and they Palestinians want to fight and argue with them. Everybody want to always fight and argue with you. Why are they out here like that? We're going to tell you why we out here like this, man. Right? Read this.
It's the book of Tobit, chapter 13, verse 16.
For Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphires and emeralds and precious stone. Thy walls and towers and battlements with pure gold.
Man, I'm just looking at these buildings, man, and these towers. The Bible just said that these buildings going to be built with pure gold. And guess what? We're not going to get to build them. We're going to be watching them, eating a lamb sandwich that my maid made me. I'm eating my lamb sandwich.
That's where you go.
And they're going to try to take a break. I'm going to tell them, get your ass back up there. Don't take your eyes off that ladder. Get back up there. Right? It's like, hey, man, it's going to be a beautiful thing, man. It's going to be so beautiful. And a lot of people, man, they take joy in asphalt, walking on asphalt and looking at a beam. But keep reading on that.
Verse 17, and the streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle and stones of Ophir.
So the towers are gold and the streets is beryl and carbuncle. Right, all these, man, everywhere you go, the streets just gonna be like glistening, twinkling. At nighttime, twinkling. Hey, you're not gonna even need the sun because of all of the damn rubies and diamonds is just sparkling. Man, it's gonna be, man. And a lot of people are worried about their job and their bank account and voting.
Right.
You worried about voting? You fighting for justice, man? Right? Hey, you're not gonna get no justice with Esau. You're not gonna get no justice with the same people that put you in captivity. Give me 1 Maccabees 3 and 41. Right? Again, we're telling y'all, these people know who y'all are. We about to prove. We're gonna read that. These other nations know that y'all built, the same people that built Egypt, the pyramids, the Babylonian captivity, the Syrian captivity, the Persian and Medes captivity, the Roman captivity, the Greek captivity, even here in America, these Israelites. Israelites built these different empires. But guess what? We're telling our people, hey, the tide is going to turn where, guess what? These other nations that made us do this, they're going to be building our captivity. I mean, they're going to be building their captivity. Read that.
It's book of 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 41. And the merchants of the country, hearing the fame of them, took silver and gold and very much with servants, and came into the camp to buy the children of Israel for slaves.
Right, and see, the Bible is even telling you, all these other nations, right, they came with silver and gold trading us. All the way in the book of Maccabees. Traded the children of Israel, it said for what?
For slaves, a power also of Syria and of the land of the Philistines.
It said the Assyria, right, the Philistines, who else?
Philistines joined themselves unto them. Now when Judas and his brethren saw that...
So that's it on that. Just 2 minutes for God. Come learn your identity. Right, forbidden knowledge.
For your brothers.
You know your identity, what is it?
Great cricket.
People are lost. And that's the praise. That's a pride of so-called black people. You know your identity. How you know your identity, but you've been given Christmas. You've been given Thanksgiving. If you know your identity, why you ain't got a dress on?
Right.
Right? Where's your head at when you walking up and down the street on the Sabbath day? Sisters, 2 minutes for God. Sisters in the blue, 2 minutes for God.
2 minutes.
2 minutes for God, real quick.
God got all the time.
Oh, all praise the Most High. That's a beautiful answer. Right, so we're going to tell people their identity. For us, there's no important thing to know who you are. Right, so if I ask y'all what's your identity, because everybody know their identity except for us.
Right.
Exactly. So-called white man, you might say he Italian, Irish, German, Polish, whatever. But with our people, we get like 7 different answers. So if I ask you what's yours, what would you tell me? Don't know. Let me tell you what, because in the Bible you find all answers and actually who you are. And the reason why we out here is to tell our people, like I was just saying, that once you know who you are, what the truth is, the Lord is going to tell you that when you read the Bible, that we're the greatest people that form the face of this earth. Right? It's not a coincidence why we dominate everything or we're the best at everything, but yet we're at the bottom. You ever wondered that?
No, I know why. They got to do it to keep us suppressed, to keep us in a certain
Well, why do they keep us
Because
suppressed?
if we know what we need to know, we're going to take it over. They don't want that to happen.
Exactly. But you know what we really going to take over? What? The kingdom of heaven. That's what we're going to take for. That's what we're striving for. Give me Jeremiah 17:4 real quick. So this is what you call this, sister, is forbidden knowledge, because they don't want you to know this information. But once you know this information, again, that's why you see the things that's going on in this world, the wars, what Jesus Christ prophesied, the wars and the rumors of wars. Right? We're seeing collapse going on all across the world. The banks collapsing, natural disasters. All of these things is increasing. Why? Because we're coming up and waking up to who we truly are according to the Bible. So if you don't know, sister, we will be the Israelites, right? God's chosen people. The same people that walked hand in hand with Moses, that he split the Red Sea for, the prophets that you read about, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, Jesus Christ, the Apostle Paul. We are actually blood descendants of these people. This book right here is not a religious book.
Right.
It's actually a book about our culture and our heritage, but we were stripped from because when Moses gave the commandments to the Israelites, we broke the commandments. Moses gave the Israelites, he said, hey, I'm going to give y'all, it's a covenant that y'all going to make. If you keep God's commandments, y'all going to be above all these other nations. But if y'all break God's commandments, y'all going to be a cursed people. However, if y'all keep them, again, the kingdom of heaven is for y'all. That's what he promised us. So I'm going to read this.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse number 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
Because we're the only, you look at the sign right here, from 2 all the way down, we're the only people that's been discontinued from our heritage. These people right here, we don't know who we are. Right? A lot of us, we came up here on slave ships, and that's what, when we got off the slave ships, we knew who we were. But all the, when you look at these images, the whippings and the lashes and the hanging on the trees, he said, hey, the master said, if you don't conform to being so-called a colored man or whatever else they told us we were, then we gonna whip y'all. We gonna beat y'all. We gonna lynch y'all. So that's why today we got 7 different nationalities, because the so-called white men don't know that we're God's chosen people that should read about in the Bible. So the Lord said through the prophet Jeremiah that we would be discontinued from our heritage that he gave us. Why?
That I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies.
The Lord said he would cause us to serve who? our enemies. Read.
In the land which thou knowest not.
This is a land that we don't know because when we shipped here from Africa, we didn't know this land. We're from Israel, Jerusalem. These people right here, they call themselves Jewish or Israeli. These people actually stole our identity.
Right.
Like, read this.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. 21. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Check it out.
Curses and the blessings. The only reason why Moses said what happened, right, and won't happen. Read.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So that's what Moses told us, our forefather. He said, if y'all keep God, if y'all hearken, and this covenant still stands to this day. He's still waiting for us to do this, to hearken, to listen to him. Right, read.
Verse 15.
This is the flip side of it.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Moses is telling our forefathers, if we don't hearken or we don't hear that all of these curses. Now, that's over 43 curses, but I'm going to read 3 curses to you throughout the Bible, and it's going to only fit one nation of people, which would be the Israelites. You tell me if they fit the Israelites or if all the other nations from 2 all the way down. All right, real quick. Lamentations 5 and 5.
Isaiah 42, verse 22.
Check it out.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
So this is the prophet Isaiah. He's saying this is a people that's been robbed and spoiled. Robbed meaning everything of their heritage, their culture. Right? Spoiled meaning destroyed. They're not knowing who they are. Read. Where they come from.
They are all of them snare and holes.
Right, a snare is another word for a trap. Right, a hole is another word for being in a prison. Read.
And they are hid in prison houses.
That's why if you look at this chart, all of the tribes right here, it's not a coincidence why the so-called black and brown people fill up the penal system. Because when Moses gave us commandments, we failed to keep them. I'll give you another curse.
This is Lamentations chapter 5 and verse number 5.
Check it out.
Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
The Lord said our necks will be under persecution. We will work all day and really we wouldn't even have no rest. Our people work from sun up to sundown, try to make ends meet for our kids, right? But it's tough for us. Why? Because of these curses, because our forefathers wouldn't keep God's commandments. Right, read?
We have given the hand.
Jump down to verse 11.
Yeah. Verse 11, they ravished the woman in Zion.
During slavery, they raped a lot of our women. Right? Where's that other side? But yeah, they raped the women. I don't know if you know about slavery, how they raped our women. Hold on one second. These things now, these pictures are disturbing, but our people are visual learners, so they got to kind of see, close up. So keep reading. It said they ravished the women in Zion. Read.
And the maids in the cities of Judah. Princes are hanged up by their hand.
It said princes because we were kings and princes. You read about King Solomon, King David, how we were king. You got a book on 1st and 2nd Kings. So it said that princes were what?
Hanged up by their hand.
Oh, you see these images, right? Hold this up. It said that princes will be hanged by their hands. And this is a real image. Right. Right, keep reading.
The faces of elders were not honored. They took the young men to grind.
Even in slavery, they broke our men, they raped our men. Read.
And the children fell under the wood. The elders have ceased from the gate, and the young men from their music.
So that's basically, these things happen for being disobedient to God. And these curses only fit the Israelites. So we have to tell our people, that they have to repent. If these curses for breaking God's commandments, put these curses on us. Because the Lord said, we still keep the commandments. If we keep the commandments, guess what? He gonna put us above all the other nations. But if we break them, we're gonna be a curse. And that's why you can go anywhere across the world. What people are in the forest, in the ghetto, right in the projects. Black and look what they're doing to this day to black and brown people. The curse still goes on. This is the last one, verse 48.
It's the book of
That's the
Deuteronomy.
food. This is the icing on the cake.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
The Lord said, for breaking his commandments, you have to serve your enemies. People that did this to us, making us pick cotton, cutting our hands off, and putting us in the sugarcane field and the cotton field, right, the rubber field, hanging us from the slave ship. And you had women on these slave ships, and guess what they had every month? Recycle. They didn't care about that. They said, Donald Trump don't care about us. None of these presidents, Kamala, none of them care about us. That's why we needed divine power. That divine power is Jesus Christ. Whose real name is Jehovah Shai, Hebrew. That's our language. We spoke Hebrew. Can you read it?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So it's not because we were weaker than them. It's because the Lord sent them against us. Read.
In hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness.
Anytime you want to get something to eat, drink, with clothes in your back, the Lord said you're going to have to go to your enemy.
Right.
And in want of all things.
Anything you want in this society, a job, a bank account, a loan, a passport, a driver's license, what's an education, you're going to have to go to your enemy. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Well, that's the common thing until you finish destroyed. You're not calling yourself a You're not calling yourself a You're calling, you saying, I don't know, we say, hey, we got seven different nationalities. But the Lord, in the Bible, he said, we're the greatest people that we live. We're the greatest people that have walked the face of this earth. I'm going to show you.
This is the book of
It's
Deuteronomy.
Moses speaking to our forefathers.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, and verse number 6.
Get out.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
What to us?
Hath chosen thee.
This is that he created. He chose these people right here. That's why we're the best singing. Nobody singing better than Can't no Chinese woman sing better than Alicia Keys. Right. Can't nobody sing better than SZA. Nobody messing with him. Right, Summer Walker. Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody hooping Whitney Houston.
See that?
Right? Ain't nobody hooping better than LeBron and Steph Curry. Ain't nobody even looks like them. All these, you see, if you look at the women on this side, they're some of the most beautiful women on this earth. They look way better than Chinese people,
Right.
Arabs,
Right.
Ethiopians and Egyptians. You know that? Am I lying? Hey, don't be ashamed of these people. The Lord said we're going to be above them in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
Need to be a special people unto himself, above all people.
What does the Lord say about the Israelites?
Above all people.
Not a coincidence why they're going around bombing Palestinians and every nation of people because they're trying to fulfill Bible prophecy.
Look,
Right?
brother.
They're trying to fulfill Bible
What's
prophecy.
up? What's up? Y'all got a minute?
By taking over that whole Middle
got a
East.
minute for the
But
Most
they
High?
don't know that once we wake up to who we are, then that's when the Lord's going to come back and he's going to place us back in that land.
Right.
Right, keep reading.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right, so you understand that. So breaking God's commandments, what is at the bottom with these curses? We got to give you 3 commandments. That's over 500 commandments. But we're going to give you 3 commandments. That's going to start you off, right? For you to do the rest of your homework. Does that make sense? In Leviticus 11:7, right? This is the dietary law that we're about to get out. What you can eat and what you cannot eat. Read this.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verse number 7.
Get out.
And the swine, though he...
Wine is pork. You don't eat pork? You eat pork? When was the last time you ate pork?
Like 10 years.
Okay. All praise, that's a good thing.
All praise,
Because
all praise.
the pork, right, the pork is the most filthiest, nasty animal. And guess what we still have to do? We still have to repent. It's like washing up. Right, we got to wash them every day. We got to repent every day. Right, keep reading.
And the swine, though he... Verse 9, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
This is the tough one. The Lord said, this is what you eat, that can come out the... This is what you eat. This is what you can eat that come out the waters. Whatever, it's in the rivers and the seas, you can eat that.
Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, and in the seas, and in the rivers, them ye shall eat.
Whatever has what?
All that have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them ye shall eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers, and all that move in the waters, and any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
The Lord said if something is an abomination, he don't like it. So if it don't have fins and scales, shrimp, crab, lobster, calamari, mussels, right? Catfish.
Like salmon.
You can eat that.
Red snapper.
You can eat that.
That's right.
So do you eat the shrimp, crab, and lobster?
Not so much. I'm a salmon type.
Okay, what about you? You don't eat it either? All praise to the Most High. That's
All
good.
praise.
So this is easy. So y'all can eat this.
We already be on the same wavelength. We already
Okay.
know a little something.
Now I'm gonna give you this last one. And this last one, I promise you, it's a lot of our sisters, they walk away.
Right.
All
All
right?
right, let's get it on.
You love God?
I love him to death. That's the top person in my life.
Now,
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna see if you really love God, because what is love?
13.
Love is an action word. So, you know, if God said it, you know, let's get John 14:15 real quick. Right? Because love is
It's gotta be
a
the last.
It is,
Give me
it
number
is.
3. All right.
let's get it.
Meditate on it.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Right, so God said that the woman can't wear what a man wore. Back in the ancient times, we wore pants or breeches. The Lord said the women can't wear what men wear, and vice versa. Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
And a man can't put on a woman's garment. In fact, in the ancient days, the women wore dresses. Right, even you can see it in the field. Right, the women always wore dresses. So it's a commandment for our women to dress modestly and modest apparel. That's 1 Timothy 2:9. So from this day forward, you have to start working on your dress wardrobe. Because when you plan on getting married, y'all plan on getting married, if y'all know already, right? So plan on getting married, what you gonna wear? A dress. So
right.
from this day forward, as a righteous woman, that y'all sound like y'all are, would y'all be willing to put on dresses for God? Actually, it's for the kingdom of heaven. You too? Y'all not just saying it, are you?
I don't got no reason about it.
Okay, I'll pay some more time. I'll pay
Okay.
some more time. So that's all we got for you, sister. That's the message. Before you go, what is your nationality? That's right.
That's right.
See how you do you firmly believe you're Israelite? All praise to the Most High.
That's right.
And take out flyers. We got
Y'all
flyers
keep
right now.
doing what y'all doing.
All praise to the Most High. And take out flyers. We got flyers.
No, I'm looking like that. Y'all have a good day, Black Kid.
You too, sis.
Good.
Yeah, that was definitely like
All praise to the
Israelite hair.
That's rare as hell, man.
that hair, man. That is so rare, bro.
Give me 2 Thessalonians 1 and 10.
Just talk about
Give me 2 Thessalonians 1 and 10. Give me the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse number 7. Hey, brother, 2 minutes for God, brother. 2 minutes for God, man. Come on in there. All right, so we out here teaching our people their identity. Because this information up here is forbidden knowledge. A lot of so-called white people, even in the schools, they don't want us to know all this information. Because in the school, they teach us everything but our history. They teach us their history, but we don't learn our history. All we know about is slavery, but what was we doing before 1619? Right? So we out here to teach you, brother, you believe in the Bible? You don't believe in the Bible?
So new methods, ideas, or whatever. He learned the number one. They just like, man, Rick. He didn't know. Some kind of hard, some read or something. Some kind of like, man, Rick.
Yeah.
So that's like, they gotta be.
Right, so, a lot of us was like that too. But the thing with the Bible, it speaks about prophecy. Right, so, a lot of books are man-written. Even the Bible is written by prophets. But these prophets gave out visions and dreams, or, prophecy is like a foreteller of the future. To speak something into existence, or speak something before it actually happens. So I'm going to read you 3 prophecies. And if these 3 prophecies, if it happened in the past already, or if it already happened, and this Bible was written over 4,000 years ago, then this Bible has to be a true book. So give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse number 68. And give me Joel chapter 3 and verse number 3. And give me Lamentations 5 and 5.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So you know anything about the Bible? About Moses? Right, so Moses, he's synonymous with splitting the Red Sea and bringing the children of Israel right out of Egypt, right into the land of Canaan. Right? So the Lord said he would bring the Israelites into Egypt on ships. Now the Israelites, they left Egypt. They never went back to Egypt. and then they didn't need a ship to go out. But this Egypt is talking about another slavery or another bunch where the Israelites were going to slavery on slave ships. So what people in history went into slavery on slave ships? Us, so-called African Americans, because we're not Africans or Ethiopians or Egyptians. We're the Israelites. We the Hebrew Israelites. Right, so the Lord said he would bring us into another slavery by way of slave ships. This didn't happen to everybody. And you can actually, this history is actually recorded and documented that the so-called black men were into slavery, even the so-called Mexicans. Right, they went into slavery on slave ships as well when they was here, when it was on this land. You had the Spaniards, they came over here. The Spaniards, they came over here with this flag, right, and they made them speak Spanish, and they gave them the white Jesus cross, the white Jesus Christ, right, and they indoctrinated with all of these false beliefs. That's why a lot of them to this day, like you tell them about black Jesus, they know they shy away from it. They damn near try to kill you if you try to give them so-called black Messiah. Right, so the so-called Mexicans, they went into slavery on slave ships in Spain, Portugal, Spain. Right, Cuba.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So the Lord said we wouldn't see our homeland again, which should be Israel, the land of Israel, where they doing all that genocide and killing, right? The Lord said we wouldn't see our homeland again until we get back into that land. Read.
And there he shall be sold unto your enemies.
So there, once you got those slave ships, he said you will be sold unto your enemies. The people that put us, Joseph Ireland on that, right? The people that put us on slave ships, the people that keep that forward, right? The people that made us pick cotton in the cotton field, the people that made us pick sugar cane in the sugar cane fields in Jamaica, the Lord said what?
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
And what people was sold? What people was put on the auction block? And you can go on, that's why I think they said that's what how they got Wall Street. They had all that Wall Street was where they were selling slaves. Right? All of that auction, what they do over at Wall Street, that's from the slaves.
Take a flight.
And there he shall be sold unto your enemies.
Sold to your enemies, read.
For bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Right, and that happened during slavery. This is one more. Joel 3:3.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse number 3.
Bring it out.
And they have cast lots for my people.
This is the book of Joel, a prophet. He said they've casted lots for my people, Who the people, the Israelites. Casting lots and selling. Read.
And have given a boy for a harlot.
Right, so they sold a boy for a home, for a prostitute. They did that during slavery. You can look this stuff up, read.
And sold a girl for wine.
Right, they sold a girl for a bottle of wine. Read.
That they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
The Lord is talking to these Africans, because the Africans traded us too. They say that the Africans sold Africans, but Africans sold Israelites into slavery. Read.
In all the coasts of Palestine, will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, 6. Verse number 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Right, so the Zidonians, the Africans, they sold us to the Grecians. You can look this information up too, to the Greeks. Right? You read about the Greek Empire, what they was going on. That might be one of the worst empires, alongside this one. Read.
That ye might remove them far from their border.
Right, so I just read too. It's a whole lot of prophecies, but just off those two alone should kind of make you tap into it. So that's all we're saying, brother. That we the Israelites, and that you have to come back to your identity as an Israelite. Because a lot of our people ask them what their identity is, they don't know. Right. It's because it's prophesied in Jeremiah the 17th chapter that the Lord would take our identity from us because we broke His commandments where Moses gave it to our forefathers. Right. So it's not a coincidence when we go through all these different slaveries and captivities, while we got all of the gentrification, all of the redlining, while we in the slums, and while we in the ghettos, while we in the projects, while we have all of the dilapidated buildings, while even the mayor to this day, you from Chicago? Even the mayor to to this day, all of the funding, they taking it and they taking it away from us. Right? They're not putting it into the schools where it needed. But all this money, all the billions of dollars that we receive, they give it to these fake Jews. That's what they're doing. All of the money that they get from subsidies, they give it to Israel to fight these wars.
Right.
So you got to understand, brother, that you just can't shake your head no more and say that you don't know who you are. We telling you out of the Bible that you will be an Israelite, one of God's chosen people. And the same thing that got us into captivity, we actually have to turn away from sin. We have to understand that we're Israelites and start keeping God's commandments.
Right.
That's the key. That's your lottery ticket. That's the golden key, right, to get into the kingdom of heaven. These commandments. So, shrimp, crab, and lobster, no pork. You got to keep the Sabbath day, Friday, sundown, and Saturday, sundown. That's the Sabbath day. No buying, no selling, no cooking, no cleaning. As a Hebrew Israelite, we got a whole culture. This Bible is not a religion. It's a culture about us. It's like a journal. You got kids. This is if you wrote a journal to your kids and say, hey, this for y'all. Don't get this to y'all friends. I want you to if something happened to me, I want you to treat your mother this way. I want you to treat your brother this way. I want you to treat your sister this way. Right? And daughter, I want you to make sure you wear a dress. I want you to keep this feast day. That's what the Bible is. If the Lord never gave us religion.
Right.
Right, he gave us these laws. Give me some right. Give me 2 Ezra 7:20. Right, he gave us commandments. That's all he gave us religion. Right, give me the book of, I think it's Nehemiah 9:13. Give me Nehemiah. This is. Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen to this real quick.
Book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7, and verse number 20.
Bring it out.
For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of God.
I'm just talking about our people. Gonna be a lot of people that die because why? They despise the laws of God. Read.
Law of God that is set before them. For God hath given straight commandment.
He did what?
Hath given straight commandment.
Our religion.
Hath given straight commandment to such as came. What they should do to live even as they came.
And what you're supposed to do to live, and what else?
And what they should observe to avoid punishment.
To avoid what?
To avoid punishment.
So we trying to avoid punishment. Right. We trying to get what we can get to live. And to live is the commandments. Keeping God's commandments. Right, so again, the shrimp, you eat shrimp, crab, and lobster, and pork. Right, you got to keep the Sabbath day, Friday, sundown, and Saturday, sundown. No buying, no selling, no cooking, no cleaning. No more birthdays, Christmases. Right, no more holidays that you celebrated in this world. Mother's Day, Father's Day, that's all witchcraft and idolatry. The Lord never gave us that. We got our own feasts. We got Feast of Tabernacles. We got New Moons. We got Passover. Right, we got a tough day assignment where we got a lot of feast days in this Bible, man. But the Lord told us to celebrate. He commanded us to celebrate every time you see a new moon. You got to celebrate with your brothers. So these are feast days you got to keep. Right? We got to fly over there. Tap into the information, but you will be an Israelite, one of God's chosen, His favorite people. Right? Even though we are cursed and we go through the worst, the Lord promised us from the beginning that He was going to give us the kingdom of heaven. And the people that did these wicked atrocities to us, they're going to build our kingdom like how we had to build their kingdom.
Right.
That's the goal. That's the end all be all.
Right.
Right. So-called entertainers and the people in this world, they look for vainglory. They look for championship trophies and rings and stuff. But our championship is us sitting on the throne in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
All right. All praise to the Most High. So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Kwam Yashua. Kwam Yashua. Death to America. Death to America. Death to America.